Hello, everybody, and welcome to New York Theater Barn's Choreography Lab. After successfully live streaming our new work series last week, we've decided to present additional virtual versions of our programming. Thank you for being here to support and experience live theater. My name is Joe Barros, and I am the Artistic Director of New York Theater Barn. Here with me is Avital Asulin, the creator and curator of the Choreography Lab. Hi, Avi.
Hey, Joe. I'm so excited to be here. For those of you who might not already know, the Choreography Lab is a key program of New York Theater Barn. It works to elevate and expand the use of dance in contemporary musical theater. I can hardly believe it, but the lab is entering its 7th season this year.
Oh my goodness, 7th season. Have we really done 6 full seasons?
Yeah, we sure have. Since 2014, we have presented the work of over 60 choreographers and 35 writers of new musicals, and we are so proud to continue presenting developmental works in this unprecedented time. I really can't wait to see what our choreographers have created for all of us this evening.
That's awesome. So how is tonight's virtual lab different than one of our regular labs?
Yeah, for sure. I'm so happy that you asked that because there are a bunch of differences, obviously. Like our usual labs, this lab will feature new in-process pieces of choreography by 4 musical theater choreographers. However, unlike our usual labs, these labs will be performed as solos, either by the choreographers themselves or by one dancer. And of course, we can state the obvious, right? Which is that you're seeing all of this from your homes as opposed to in a workshop space in New York City with all of us.
And also our usual lab has a guest moderator, but I guess tonight you'll be moderating.
Yes, exactly. So we decided bringing somebody in would probably be just another thing we didn't need to do right now. But normally we bring in a wonderful guest from our community, different leaders, directors, choreographers, producers. We've had choreographers Wendy Sabe, Shay Sullivan, Rami Sandhu, the Dance Break creator, Melinda Atwood. Joe, who are some other people we've had?
Who was the original choreographer of Little Shop of Horrors, directors Mark Aceto, Richard Sabellico.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So normally we have those wonderful moderators take a look at the work, and we do a little bit of light workshopping in the space. We see the pieces a couple of times. The lab is normally about 90 minutes. This whole thing is going to be about a half hour. So not as long in our virtual format. So those are basically our key differences tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for clarification. And while the universe is working against us, New York Theater Barn is proud to keep original live theater alive during this unprecedented time. We are a nonprofit theater company, and we make a lot happen with very little. So we're grateful for any tax-deductible donation that you can contribute at this time. nytheaterbarn.org/donate. It's scrolling there on your screen right now.
Yeah, you can see it. It's going by. So one last thing before we dive in and we introduce you to our first choreographer. We have some additional programming coming up. We are doing a whole bunch of stuff in April on this virtual stream. Joe, do you want to tell us a little bit about the new work series that's coming up next week?
Sure. Here is Associate Artistic Director Jen Sandler to help me tell you about Tuesday's new work series. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Abby.
Hey.
So our next live stream after today is next Tuesday, right before Passover. It's Tuesday, April 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to have excerpts of 2 musicals. We're going to have Mommy Dearest, and we're going to have I Don't Want to Talk About It. And both of these will be free of charge, just like tonight. And our first show is I Don't Want to Talk About It. It's by Ben Kaplan, and it's a rock musical that takes a deep dive into the complex world of mental health. It's told by a troupe of performers, and that troupe of performers talks to an unnamed protagonist and they break the fourth wall through song, and they explore the subjects and stigmas and the taboos along of mental illness through the audience. And the show is so cool because it breaks the fourth wall, and to the point that at the end, it's about the narrator realizing that the troupe isn't there for the audience. The troupe is there for him to realize what is wrong. And it kind of has like this schoolhouse rock feel for adults, and it pushes boundaries, and it's about how we talk about mental health. And I've been developing this show for a while with Ben, and we have 2 performers performing the music. Next week, we have Phil Sloves and Bryn Williams.
I love Phil Sloves. He was just in New York Theater Barn's production of Love and Yogurt.
Yeah, both of them are incredible. They're both good friends of mine. They've been in SpongeBob. They've been in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They're wonderful.
That's great. So our other show next Tuesday is Christina Crawford's Mommy Dearest, which made an indelible impression on America's cultural landscape when it was released in 1978. It enjoyed 42 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, spawned a cult film classic based on the book, and placed the issue of family violence in the national spotlight. Issues of family violence brought to light then have yet to be resolved today, and the book still stands as a catalyst for change.
Now, Mommy Dearest, the musical, is written by Christina Crawford. She wrote the book, and it also has music by David Nels.
And David Nels wrote one of my favorite shows, The Great American Trailer Park Musical.
I love that show, and this show has lyrics by David and Christina.
Told primarily from the coming-of-age point of view of a sister and a brother as they grow up, struggle with adversity, and try to remain family even as they're forced down different paths, the musical explores 3 decades of American culture.
And the writers will present 2 songs from the show, and they're going to be performed by Tina Scariano and Charlie Levy, who are playing Christina and Christopher Crawford.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jen, and back to you, Avi.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Thank you, Jen. I am excited for next week. Those both sound like fabulous shows. I can't wait to hear them from the comfort of my living room. Anyway, it is time to get started. Our first choreographer is Rachel Leigh Dolan. Rachel participated in our December 2019 Choreography Lab, choreographing a number from the superhero musical Billy and the Golden Pencil by Stephen Koepp and Noah Reese. Rachel, come on. Why don't you take it away? Hello. Oh, I think we need to unmute you.
I am.
Yay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we sure can.
Oh. Choreographer based here in New York. I'm in Brooklyn right now. And it was so fun doing the lab in December and such a different experience. We were working with and creating choreography for one of the really fun numbers from that. And it was a great opportunity for me to connect. So with some great artists and New York Theater Barn and Avi U. So thank you for bringing me back again. A little bit about what I choreographed for this. I am very limited in space here in Brooklyn in my apartment, and I choreograph in a room with slanted ceilings, and I just thought about what it feels like to feel tight and closed without the ability to touch and to be around other people, which for us as dancers, contact is what we do, right? We do contact improv, we do partnering. And I miss being in a studio. I thrive in pre-production. I thrive being in a room with other energies. And so upon given the assignment, so to speak, for this, I knew I wanted to work with another dancer because I don't perform anymore, and my confidence is in other people and their ability to bring my work to life. So I brought on a really beautiful dancer. Her name is Haley Davis. I taught her this over a video, sent her a series of videos and notes through voice messages. And I just feel it's really indicative of what's going on right now and how we communicate with each other, and we are creating art. So I'm presenting I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. It is a cover that I had created by my very talented friend, Amanda Darkangelis, who is a composer, also based here in New York, writes new musicals. I met her through Musical Theater Lab this past 2 months ago. And she's really talented. She's a wonderful singer, and she recorded this for me. And I present Haley Davis dancing some moves by me. Hi, Haley.
Hi, can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay, here we go. Thanks, Rachel. You're amazing.
Tell you something I think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna hold your hand.
Here. Oh, we don't want me muted. That was so lovely. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Rachel. I felt like it was really expressive, and just some of the gestural work was simple, but it was very evocative of just this feeling of longing and just wanting to be connected to people. So I thought you did an excellent job of showing that to all of us. So thank you both so much for being here. Oh, here's Joe again.
Awesome. That was really wonderful. And I really loved Rachel's piece back in December. It was very, very inspired. And I gushed about it then. I'll gush about it again now. And that was very exciting. Thanks, Haley. Thanks, Rachel. All right. So now it's time to meet our next choreographer. Up next, we have Michael Jacinto. Michael participated in another one of our 2009 Choreography Labs, presenting a piece from the musical The Grind by J.J. Warshaw and Nick Parker in our New Works Lab. I'm excited about what Michael has planned for us tonight because it's inventive, outside of the box, and a work in practice. Michael, welcome.
Hey, folks. How we doing today? Well, hi. So, guys, first of all, thank you so much. This is super so great of you guys to just do this for us and just give us a little creative outlet during these really weird and dystopian times. So appreciate it. So basically, I kind of wanted to meld a couple different things. First of all, how I develop choreography. A lot of the choreography I do develop is really like walking down the street on the way to places. And I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen me walking down the street around here, but I'm literally just like moving around in my headphones and just kind of like moving around, walking down the street. So I'm like, okay, how do I do that but not walk down the street? What are the movements that I can make with my upper body, and try to mix that with like as much theatricality as I can, because I like a good effect. I love a good effect. So yeah, so I was just trying to experiment. This is more of an experimentation. It's a movement exploration, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. It's not choreographed, it's improv. So but yeah, we'll see where it goes.
And you're working in a small space, which is your apartment, but hey, limitation is creation, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's great. I'm excited about it.
Here we go.
Cool. Hey, cool. It's super cool. And I have to say, Michael, like the way, as a theater maker and as a theater choreographer, I don't do a lot of work on film. I've done a little. I mean, I've like filmed my stage work, but it's been so interesting just realizing that when we're sort of like working in this medium, that like we are all sort of becoming filmmakers, or like, we are now making choreography for the screen, right? I mean, even if it's live, even if we're trying to still sort of like create and work on our craft. So I love like the way you just thought about, okay, what can I do in terms of framing? Like, what can I do with the tools that I have? Just very interesting, an interesting experiment for like what is possible in this time of constraint. Very cool.
Yeah, I also really liked how it was sort of like urban, but also reminded me of like partying with glow sticks, but meets Bob Fosse's opening to Pippin. Right now, where I can only see your face and you're wearing a black shirt. Is the magic of light and dark, and again, limitation is creation.
I love that. I love that you threw it back to Pippin. Let's just throw everything back to Pippin. Oh, wonderful. So thank you again, Michael, for being here. That was really great. Thank you. Cool. So we are moving on. We are going to meet our third choreographer of the evening, Mandarin Wu. Mandarin is also a Choreography Lab alumnus, having choreographed the opening number from Chiangnin. Oh, I realized I have not said their names out loud, so I'm sorry. Joe, pronounce their names. You do that. You
got it. She choreographed the opening number from Chiang and Kion Hersey's musical Eastbound.
Oh, thank you so much for fixing that for me. Okay, now you can keep going. I was like, oh, shoot.
Not only did Mandarin choreograph a prototype of the opening number of Eastbound for the Choreography Lab, she also played the role of Ching in various readings and developmental presentations of the show. And if anybody knows the show, the role of Ching only speaks Mandarin throughout the show. I think she says one or two things in English, and Mandarin served as a vital collaborator in making Eastbound a dynamic, authentic, and innovative piece of musical theater storytelling.
Yeah. Hi, Mandarin. Welcome. Thank you for being here with us this evening. Mandarin, what will you be sharing with us this evening?
Wow. Yeah, I need to give everybody a little bit of a context of this dance that I'll be doing. So the dance you're about to see is based on a historical figure. While in isolation, I learned about an amazing Chinese online. Her name was Yu Rongling, or Nellie. That was her Western name. She's known as the first Chinese dancer, considered the first. Well-versed in modern dance, ballet, Japanese traditional dance, and of course, Chinese dance and Peking opera. What is really amazing to me was that this was all 120 years ago, that this Chinese noble woman danced with Isadora Duncan in Paris and ballet school. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I never knew about her before this discovery. So there is a good, to this pandemic, I guess. A little bit more about her to explain, a little bit more of an explanation. So Nellie's father was a Chinese diplomat for the Qing Dynasty court. So they were able to travel the world. And so Nellie was exposed to many cultures. At one point, she and her sister, who is a princess, Princess Deling, were called back to China to serve Empress Dowager Cixi and to help with diplomatic for the Qing dynasty. At a palace banquet, especially arranged for Nellie, Nellie choreographed pieces that combined her training to present to the Empress Dowager. So, unfortunately, Nellie's later were quite tragic. She was attacked and her legs were broken during the revolution. I won't go deep into the Chinese political history, but at the end, she did die a pauper. So it is very sad. It's very dramatic. So I am hoping to musical theater writers and producers out there, please consider making this musical. I like the course. Great. So now I wish to honor Yu Rongling's spirit through a fusion of Chinese fan dance to dance Duncan movements. My movements are based on these images I found of Nellie. So I just want to show it to you. And I will be dancing to Johann Brahms' Waltz, Opus 39, number 15, which Isadora Duncan used her piece, used for her piece titled Rose Petals. So here is my dance pitch to make this a musical day. Enjoy.
Beautiful work, Mandarin.
Thank you.
We still have audio.
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. We saw some of that work that Mandarin just did with her fan in a song called Tradition in Eastbound, where the Chinese mother was protecting her son from the demons of the world and from changing tradition.
Yeah, it's really so gorgeous and just so fully realized in such a short amount of time. I have to give you so much credit for making just a pretty nuanced piece in the amount of time that you had to put this together.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mandarin. This really would be an incredible musical. It's certainly a very special untold story.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful.
And,
Okay,
sorry,
yeah.
may I add?
Of course.
Nellie is actually a quarter American, so she's Chinese. She's also Chinese American. It's really interesting. She's a very interesting person. Definitely. So somebody please make a musical out of this. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Mandarin. All right, we're going to move on now. Last but certainly not least, we have Eamon Foley. Eamon recently worked with New York Theater Barns, serving as the associate director to Jeff Calhoun on a reading of the new musical A Complicated Woman, The John Kenley Show, about the legendary theatrical producer John Kenley.
Yes, and his work was also recently featured in the choreography showcase Dance Break.
Now a director and a choreographer, Eamon began his career as a performer on Broadway in 13, Everyday Rapture, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Assassins, and Newsies.
Wow.
He's thrilled right now that I got his IBDB correct. And now here is Eamon in sunny California.
Hi, I wasn't in Newsies. I just want you to know that.
I don't know why I wrote Newsies. I meant to write Gypsy.
Well, I was a newsboy. I was a.
You were an extra boy. That's
yes, my
too.
starring turn.
Nice.
As Kansas the newsboy. Anyway, hi guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm out in California right now. I'm working with LT Martinez right here, my friend and COVID partner. And basically what I'm about right now in my choreographic journey is really kind of trying to discover how Sondheim and dance can kind of have a marriage. Like, where within the Sondheim canon can choreography exist? You know, I've done this. I did Color and Light from Sunday in the Park with George as my dance break piece. But now in this Corona time, I'm doing this series called the Sondheim Solos, in which I'm doing solos to each Sondheim song that kind of is about isolation, and trust me, there's plenty. And I'm working with some great dancers, but we're trying to make art responsibly by working 6 feet apart. But I would love to dive in and show you guys what I did to Joanna. Joanna from Sweeney Todd has been redone by my friend Jennifer Foster as a sort of acoustic cello, kind of contemporary take on the song. And, I'm working here with a gimbal so we can kind of marry cinematography with dance. And I'd love to just dive in if that's okay.
That sounds wonderful. Go for it.
Great. Let me flip around and make, can we start again? All right. Action.
I feel Joanna. I was satisfied enough to dream you. Happily I was mistaken. Joanna, I see you. Joanna, I steal you. Do they think that walls can hide you? Even out at the window, I am in the dark beside you. Sweetly buried in your yellow hair, I feel you, Joanna. I'll steal you till I'm with you, then I'm with you there, sweetly buried in your yellow hair.
Beautiful work, Luis. Woo!
Nice. Great. That was wonderful. Oh, that hair in the roll. It was you just felt at the very end, it all just kind of come together and like that despair. And then when it just came back to the moment of stillness, you were just like, it was great.
Yeah. LT, that was really beautiful. Eamon, I think we'll all remember this beautiful moment, that just incredible storytelling as the sun is about to set in California on this beautiful deck in this crazy world right now. So thanks so much for that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice to make something pretty in a time when everyone's, seems all up in arms. So thank you for this opportunity. It's been a blast.
Absolutely. Thank you. I hope to meet you in real life soon.
I mean, we'll all be dead soon. So, who knows?
Oh, no.
I can't wait to see.
Anyway.
I can't wait to see more of your work and more of your sort of Sondheim-inspired work. And, people can go online and check out your work on Color and Light.
Yeah. Go to grindarts.com and check out more, Sondheim exploration stuff. And we'll be releasing more this month and the coming months.
That sounds wonderful.
Thanks, Eamon. Thanks, LT. And that's our show for tonight. So thank you for being a part of the first live stream of our Choreography Lab.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. We are just so incredibly grateful to have Rachel, Michael, Mandarin, and Eamon with us this evening to share those truly remarkable and wonderful pieces that they made. We also want to say a special thank you to their performers, Haley and LT. They were so beautiful and lovely, all of them.
And another thank you to another one of our producers tonight, Jen Sandler, who controlled this and made it all happen over in the control room. There she is. Makeup and all. First time she's done her hair in a week. It looks fantastic. Thanks so much, Jen. So we believe here in New York Theater Barn that art is the greatest form of hope. So we're happy to be able to bring you live theater. New York Theater Barn will continue to incubate new musicals in front of live audiences through this unusual time, and we will continue to support all artists.
Thank you again, and good night.
Good night.